It's just a matter of execution under pressure. Execution under pressure. Execution under pressure.
I know that Ian is very frustrated trying to hit a lot of balls in locations he doesn't like.
Oh, wow. Yeah!
I have to say, too, for the neutral, this has been a tremendous match to watch. The twists and turns. You know, you haven't been able to count either player out at any point. We're very privileged to be watching this from up here.
Net.
Yeah.
Did you hear it? Yeah, I did. Net.
Over the net.
The rare double let.
10 to 1 odds if he does it again.
Okay, I'll take that. Does that mean I owe you $100?
Yeah. I'm kidding. Oh, wow.
No, what?
Yeah, you know what? I watched it happen live. Chris was between two minds there. He wanted to drop that, but then he said...
Yeah, he just made reference to that.
Yeah, he thought it was going to drop in. And
yeah. Wow.
Oh, good confident play from Chris
Good
there.
shot.
Great get from Ian, too.
No.
Yeah.
Let's go!
Probably Ian's most confident volley of the day right there. Gets the break back 4-all. Lets out a let go, some positive emotions.
Hey. Hey. Hey.
No misses.
What were you trying to move the ball around for?
Will Ian be able to put scoreboard pressure on Chris for what is really the first time in this match? Because Chris has largely been comfortable either on serve or up a break or up multiple breaks for most of this match. He hasn't had a position where he's been down yet.
That's a good serve. That's it, man. Dude, it's that shot. I just can't find the same everything. I just got to find the same everything. It'll just keep coming back to that pattern, you know? It has all day. I gotta hit the forehand aggressively, but without getting rigid and tight. That's the money pattern. That's it. It's like the do or die pattern. That's the linchpin. And You know, it just consistently, I haven't been able to answer that question. In hindsight, like it doesn't, honestly, it doesn't bother me that I've stuck with it. Like this is exactly the thing, being able to just hit high quality shots under pressure, you know, in competition. This has been probably the most, you know, consistent like theme that's come up for me in the matches that I've played since I've come back. And so I'm happy I've had this opportunity to work on it. And it's not done yet. You never know what'll happen. We'll see.
Well, I got another break. Again, I just feel like I'm not doing enough of what I want to do, which is be aggressive. I love competing and I love playing, obviously. Trying to do more. I want to do more with the ball, so I've reverted, you know, it's an end of a set, trying to close out a match. It's like I revert back to, especially at that time, into kind of what's comfortable, I guess. So I'm trying to fight it. It's hard. So I'll try to hit some backhands, you know, and try to close out. Hopefully I can do both.
I'm gonna start collecting royalties for that inside-out forehand.
Do I get royalties for the misses too?
He owes you for the misses. You owe him for the makes.
No.
He ain't taking that deal.
Both of us have noted that the opportunity to serve and volley has been there.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's a tactic that Ian is comfortable with, and it's not a tactic that he's employed.
Yeah,
and I'd be very curious to know why.
My guess is that Ian's been spending a lot of time working his ground strokes and getting his forehand to where he wants it to be and getting his backhand into some sort of weapon. Mm-hmm. I think he's trying to remain committed to that and feeling like, okay, I can win a match from the baseline.
Do you think maybe it's
a little bit of stubbornness?
Sort of to your point, do you think it's more Ian is saying, I want to win this match this way.
Yes.
More than I want to win this match.
Yes. Yeah.
Back. Back.
Guess now I'm not going to get a serve in. Oh, right on the line.
2.
Oof. Yeah.
Hey. Hey. And
just
a miss.
Good ball.
Hey.
Jeez. Oh. And that's got to be frustrating. That might have been Ian's best volley of the day, but Chris just comes up with the goods in a key moment.
It's a great shot, man.
30 serving 40.
Drop of the racket from Ian there. That's got to feel frustrating.
I hate that you made it, but it was a great shot. 2.
Man, I'm all over the net. Hey.
Yeah!
Oh,
Wow.
Hey. 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 Chris. Hey. Hey. Hey.
There it is.
step there.
No.
Great depth, forced Chris into kind of an uncomfortable shot.
No. That's a good shot.
That's
pretty
a
good.
great ball at a key moment.
Let's go.
Chris, you know it's
That'll be
coming.
2 pennies for Ira. Uh-oh.
Great little slice. But a beautiful lob. Yeah.
Come on, dude.
All right.
Swinging volley goes wayward, and once again from 40-15, Ian had a chance there to really force something on Chris and ask a question, but he's not out of this match yet.
I know that Ian is very frustrated trying to hit a lot of balls in locations he doesn't like. I've got him running around his backhand. He's in that corner hitting forehands, and I've got to pay more attention to that, get that ball into his forehand corner. Just really been getting into that rhythm of hitting it cross court, cross court, cross court. I need to really pay attention to where he's out on the court and the ball that I get, and because I'm getting balls that I should be able to change the direction on. So I need to get more in tune with changing direction on those, and hopefully play a good serve game here, not like the last one, and not get loose and get down love 40. So let's see what happens. Hopefully get some first serves in and get ahead in this game.
That's a frustrating miss. But I mean, so many opportunities in that game before that. And Chris hit some amazing shots there. Really nice defense and really nice change of pace with that. I think he knew exactly what he was doing with that slice down the line. So well played by Chris. I just got to refocus on putting every return in play to absolutely make him earn it. And if it's on my racket, I'm going to keep swinging. I have no reason to slow down and be careful. Just got to keep working on the same thing I've been working on the whole match.
I don't think he's out of the match, but it's going to be tough for him to muster the strength after losing a game that he should have won to get back into this. You know, Ian is a competitor. Ian will give it his all, no matter how he's feeling physically. But it's a matter of, will he be able to?
Make it! Make it! It's just tired. 2.
Back in. Got caught.
40-15.
It seemed like he wanted to run around that shot, and then at the last minute he committed to the backhand. He got just caught, and to Chris's credit, when you put a ball back with that kind of depth, you sort of force somebody to make a decision quicker than they want to.
Yeah.
Gosh. That's not even close.
That was close, but probably in.
No.
Frankly, that's a great point. In that match circumstance, that's just incredible that Ian came up with that match point down. Oh, and Ian let him off the hook there in what was really an opportunity. That was a big opportunity.
No, it's back, just back.
Well, it was
Well
headed
done.
that way. Well, that's it.
Nicely done, guys.
Good job, man. Great play. Nice work.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
There were 3 forehands there in the last 2 games that like truly were definitely choke material. Just let the situation get the best of me. All the other 50, 60, 70 forehand errors, those are, man, so tough, so frustrating. There's a part of me that's proud of just kind of sticking it out and trying to work it out. It's something I absolutely have to develop. I have to overcome that sticking point. So like serving and volleying or like chipping and charging may have given me a different outcome, potentially, who knows. But it wouldn't have felt right to me. My next match is Ben, MEP, and he's going to put me in this situation again and again and again, where it's like I'm just going to have forehands sitting there, and so that's my next match. So I've got a lot of work to do. I couldn't have hoped for a better. Not a preview of Ben. I mean, Ben's a very unique, special tennis player, but the shot tolerance that Chris showed here, the changing up of spins, the use of slice, his fantastic lob ability when I was up at the net, all the things that were just great exposure for me today, just a few days away from playing Ben. So that in addition with the forehand focus is exactly what I'm going to be spending time on between now and when I play Ben. And it's just great that I have these things revealed and kind of exposed for me now ahead of that match, which is obviously the one everybody's waiting for and the one that really has the biggest stakes for me at the moment.
I don't feel like I played, the way I wanted today, but I competed. What I didn't want to do was, I have a tendency to sometimes when I play matches that are important to me, to really not play well and not play the way I play when I practice, and because I can play really well. And I feel like today the level, while I didn't play at top, it didn't go down as far as it sometimes can. I missed too many, I was chipping the ball and I feel like I missed too many returns, and I missed some volleys. These are things I'm going to work on, and I still have a lot of game left to show, I think. There's some of my better shots I didn't hit at all, and some of the things I'm good at are the things just to stay in points and compete. And someone comes in and I hit my defensive lob that just goes over their head high and lands on the baseline or close to it. That went well today, so there's a lot of things. I did all right, and a lot of things to build on too. So hopefully I'll get another chance and talk to y'all soon.
Well, we're here with Chris and Ian. Chris ended up pulling out a victory today of 6-3, 7-5. Topher and I have a few questions for the guys just to kind of get their feelings on the match and tell us a little bit about what they were thinking during the match. And I think it's going to be interesting to hear some of their tactics. So we'll start off with Chris, the winning player. First of all, thanks for coming. It's definitely not easy. You drove up here from Indiana.
Yeah.
It's not easy coming into a unique environment like this, playing in front of the cameras against Ian, who's a tough opponent. What were your initial thoughts coming into the match?
Well, I was real nervous, but I was looking forward to playing. Actually, it was really a blessing that I came this morning. We were able to practice on the court, and I was really this morning. I was like, my knees were shaking and stuff, and being on camera and everything.
That's
Actually,
tough.
When I came back after lunch, I really didn't feel too bad. So,
Great.
And I started the match hitting the ball pretty well. So, yeah, I mean, it was good. It was fun. I would love to do it more. So it's just, I like to play and I like to be part of it. So.
Yeah, it was definitely. We could tell that you weren't. It didn't appear like you were nervous.
Yeah.
So if you were, I mean, you hit it pretty well. So nice job.
Thank you.
And Ian, playing somebody who you don't know, you've never met. Tell us what's going through your mind during the warm-ups and then going into the match.
Oh, good question. I mean, I try to have as blank of a slate as possible, as you can tell, and just kind of have no preconceived, ideas. And during the warm-up, big thing that I was cognizant of was his forehand. He was hitting it really, really heavy during our warm-up this morning, And to be honest, I expected him to kind of dictate points a little bit more off the forehand side. I knew from the get-go that attacking the deuce side was going to be the money pattern, and so yeah, I had that opening today, and I just couldn't convert on it enough. That's basically the story of the match for me, I feel like.
Chris, I have a question for you, and it sort of piggybacks off what Ian just mentioned. So tactically, something that Ira and I observed is you had a very confident slice backhand. Is that something that's typically a part of your game, or how do you mix up your slice versus your drive ball? And was there something in Ian's game that caused you to take that approach?
So no, I mean, unfortunately, a slice is a big part of my game on the backhand side. I used to have a good topspin backhand with two hands, and I had an injury, and I didn't even have a slice backhand until that point. And then I learned a slice, and my backhand's never really come back to where I wanted it, so I slice too much, and that's what happens. I get into, but it's very dependable. And
it is. Like Ira and I were observing, like it's a weapon, honestly. Like you wouldn't traditionally think of a slice backhand as being a weapon, but the depth that you're able to put on it and the confidence with which you can replicate that motion is something that's really impressive to see.
Yeah, it's hard. You know, I wanted, like Ian said, what I wanted to do, I wanted to dictate with my forehand. That's what I wanted to do. And but I ended up, what I was trying to do was play his backhand. I wanted to hit inside out forehands to his backhand, and I was hitting it to the backhand corner, and he was getting it all the way over to my backhand corner, so I couldn't hit forehand. So it ended up being just a battle of me slicing it to his backhand. But like you said, it's a shot that I'm very confident in, and if I need to play that way, it's always there. I wanted to hit two-hand backhands, but if it doesn't work out, I can always fall back on it. So.
The other thing I'd be curious to know from you is, so I'm not sure how familiar you are, but Ian is somebody who's very comfortable at the net, and something that I was kind of intrigued by during the match was, it seemed to me, and I can't speak for Ian, but it seemed almost
right.
like
what you're about to say, right?
You pushed him off the net with the way that you played your point. So
you're the opponent I've been least comfortable at the net against, and honestly, that's a big compliment. Like I love being, I'm way more comfortable up there.
Yeah.
Today, honestly, I probably felt a little more comfortable at the baseline than at the net, which is.
So I was curious to know, just for people watching this at home, like, was there anything in particular that you adopted into your approach when he came forward that you used to your advantage, or like, what was your mentality like when Ian moved forward?
Yeah, so I've always, since I started playing tennis, I've loved to target. I love to play against people that are at the net. Frankly, I expected in the weeks leading up to coming here, I expected he's going to be at the net all the time. And so I kind of thought to stupid in hindsight now after you saw what I did today, but I thought, I'm going to get to the net more so he can't. And you saw when I came in, it's an absolute disaster most of the time. So actually, usually I don't volley so bad, but my overhead is just, it's not, I hit it in warm up, I'll hit 10 in a row, no problem. I come into a match and I miss them long, it's craziness. So, but yeah, I thought he would be coming in more, and I was comfortable with him, but you know, he volleys well, and I thought that I'd be okay, but I wasn't sure. So
basically, the whole match was the opposite of what you thought. It was.
That couldn't have been any more not what I thought it was going to be.
Wow,
it's funny how that works out.
It's a good win, man. It's a good win.
Well, you didn't do what I thought you would. I didn't do what I wanted to do. But like I said, I've always got.
You came away with the W.
I've always got what my friends call the push, and that's what my backhand. That's what I did. I wanted to hit more forehands, but it didn't work out. But
good for you.
I've always got that where I can slice and lob and little angles and stuff. So.
And I have just one thing for Ian, kind of piggybacking off what you mentioned about Ian being comfortable at the net and you kind of forcing him off the net. Ian, something that Ira and I noticed up in the box, and I don't know if this is something that came into your mind at all, but we felt that, obviously it's easier to say this from the booth than it is down here watching or actually thinking through the match, but Ira and I observed that it seemed like you had opportunities to create a serve and volley pattern, especially when you served into Chris's backhand, because he was giving you kind of a nice steady chopped backhand back. And we were both kind of remarking, like, is this going to be the moment when Ian
goes all
implements
in on
the serve and volley strategy? Is this going to be? So we were kind of curious as to whether there was something in Chris's game or something in just the way the match played out today where you sort of didn't end up moving to that strategy at all.
Yeah, when you see the edited videos, you'll hear me say at least 2 or 3 times to the corner camera that at any point in this match, I could have. That's kind of like my bailout like strategy. It's like, well, this isn't working. Get my ass to the net. And I told the camera several times today that I was just making a conscious decision that I was just not going to do that, because I feel like the linchpin like element on the baseline that was like gonna decide which way the match went for me is so important that I just have to get reps. Like if I can't settle and like figure out how to hit aggressively without muscling and blasting the ball long, then I'm just going to struggle back here. So I kind of took today against Chris as an opportunity to just focus on that and purposely not chip and charge and not serve volley.
And Ira and I observed that from the commentary booth as well. We at one point I sort of mentioned it, like it seems to me like Ian is making a conscious choice to win from the baseline. He wants to make that a part of his strategy. And to your credit, 6-3, 7-5, and that second set's on a knife's edge. So I think it's a good approach. I had just
to give Chris some credit, just on that same topic, to give Chris some credit, I had a kind of a sixth sense about what he just said about him liking to target also. Like the couple of times that I did come in on like a really short ball, and he just like, I don't know, there's something about good passing shot players where it's like, you get yourself inside the service line and all of a sudden there's just like a personality shift, and all of a sudden they go into confidence mode and they just like freaking rope it like wherever they want to hit it. And I had that sense about Chris, and that just kind of made me double down on like that. Okay, I'm gonna figure out how to win this from the baseline was my plan.
Last question for me, at least for both of you. In hindsight, is there anything you would have done differently? And I'll start with you, Chris. You're probably just going to say no because you got the win, but no. But I mean, in seriousness, is there anything you would have done differently? Knowing the court, knowing the environment, and how you played.
Yeah, I really wish, especially I miss opportunities. I feel like when tournaments a lot too, I miss opportunities. Like, why didn't I do this early in the match? I was ahead early, and I should have made more of a commitment to hitting my backhand, trying to get into some kind of rhythm on it. Two-hand backhand, but I didn't, and I just trying to win points, and I get into that mode, just trying to win points, and so that's the one thing I wish I would have done, was try to do better hitting two-hand backhands and try to, and then maybe I could have dictated more with my forehand and could hit more forehands.
Sure. I wouldn't change anything. You'll hear my thoughts when the edited version comes out. Given what I walked onto the court with today, I feel like I'm happy with what I did, the way I tried to play. I'm struggling trying to find just like a competitive tempo, if that makes sense, like where I can't be too, like my intensity can't be too low, or else I get lackadaisical and make stupid mistakes. But I also can't be too high. That's when I freak out and I get tense and I just blast the ball. And I'm just coming back and trying to learn how to be a competitor again. I'm just trying to figure out that balance. So in a nutshell, that was my goal the whole match today, and I think that was time really well spent, because I just have to figure that out. So Chris, you did a great job exploiting the holes that I left open as I tried to do that. So great win.
Yeah,
nice job.
Nice job, guys.
Appreciate it.